We have traveled about 90 minutes out into the country, this glorious setting, to meet a woman who has reinvented herself with this. Happy place.
It is.
So we're at Chapman Hill.
Yep.
Very good.
Home of all the weddings and events and anything you want to do here.
Anything,
17 acres,
anything you, 17 acres.
Yeah.
Susan, tell me about your background. What was life like before you had this?
All the way back?
Sure, why not? How far back do you want to go?
Well, I really believe that this role in my life is a culmination of everything I've ever done.
Really?
Which I find fascinating.
It is fascinating.
So I went to, grew up in Atlanta, went to college at the College of Charleston, and was a psychology major.
Okay.
Graduated, didn't really want to go into psychology, ended up in HR. So I ended up in HR. I'm working for Nations Bank, which became Bank of America. I had children, made the choice to stay home with them, and began to think I needed some income. So I began to sew, and I made window treatments and bedding and pillows and did design work and things for a friend, and then a friend of a friend would call, and then somebody I didn't know would call, and it snowballed, and I had a full-on business that I ran for 20 years.
Wow.
In the meantime, raising 3 kids and doing all the volunteer things. Every volunteer role I've ever been in, first of all, I get asked, but I land in events, in event planning. I'm the social chair, I'm the, I don't even know, just that's where I always landed. And the other place that I landed, not because I asked for it, was usually in a leadership role. So I've been the president of like 5 different organizations. And it's not because I asked for it, because I don't really want to do that, but I will. So all the babies grow up. I get to the point where I'm finished sewing, and a buddy calls and says, will you come and work for me doing the back office stuff at my recruiting firm? So I work for him part-time, and guess what I do? All the trip planning, all the party planning, and a little bit of the back office work. So when my husband came to me and said, what would you think about, we sold a property and we had some money we needed to invest, because you can't just keep it.
No.
And he said, what would you think about us building like a big barn and wedding venue? What do you think? And I was like, oh, let me just think about that. So slept on it, and we just sort of talked about it, and I was like, listen, with my background and your background, because he's construction, IT, accounting, project management. And then we had our oldest daughter, Claire, who just graduated from Georgia Southern with a sports management degree, which is often event management.
Yes.
I was like, I think we could do this. So we set out to build a place. We ended up buying this venue, which was existing. And honest to God, the only thing that scares me about this place is the landscaping. I could throw a party for 300 and not blink. Doesn't faze me at all. But I'm scared to death we're going to kill that grass. What my history brought me to with the couples that are here and the clients that come, the corporate events, different things, is it is my joy to take care of people and pull off something beautiful.
And meaningful for them.
Right.
I mean, they'll remember forever.
Right, exactly. So that's
a pretty good gig.
Right? I don't feel like I'm
Rewarding,
working.
I would think.
Yeah, I don't feel like I'm working. You saw me earlier pick up a ginormous limb and throw it in the woods. That's part of the deal.
Yeah.
And that doesn't bother me, because it's all part of what makes me so happy here.
So what is this? What happens here?
This is the pavilion, and most folks get married under the tree up there, the big giant black walnut tree. And all the guests come down this way and into here for cocktail hour.
Ooh, I like cocktail hour.
Yeah. Guys right now get ready in the groom's room, and than, watch TV, hang out, put on a football game, whatever. But this ends up being just a great, cool, comfortable, and cozy space. In fact, we have an elopement here coming up, 25 people. And we say, you can be anywhere on the property you want to be. We'll put 25 chairs out for you, do what you want to do. They're going to do it right here.
Grandma rocking the rocking chair, right?
Right? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So this is our event space, the primary event space. And we can hold up to 200, 220 seated, but it gets used for all kinds of things.
Yeah.
And like we had a graduation party here, and
Oh,
we
I
had
was
a prom.
wondering about that.
We had a prom.
Did you really?
We did. A private school prom.
A great prom venue.
Yeah, it was amazing. Because they could be outside and inside. And
Amazing.
we just shuffle the things to make it work for whoever.
Yeah.
So this is our deck. And we bought this place. My husband, this was priority one for him, was to expand the deck. It
Have a
ended,
good deck.
Yeah, it ended about here. So it really wasn't terribly usable.
Yeah.
And so he builds this massive deck. And I go, babe, I'm going to have to buy a lot of furniture. But this is one of my favorite spots on the property.
I want to come to a party
So-
here.
You can. You can.
So tell me how old you are.
I am 51.
51. Just
No, in November, baby, so I'll be 52 shortly.
yeah. And you started this venture at what age?
The year I turned 50.
Oh, really?
Actually. So we bought the venue in June, and I turned 50 in November, and my kids and my husband threw me a huge 50th birthday party.
Oh.
So that was big fun.
I bet.
Yeah.
I hate that I wasn't friends with you yet.
I know. It was a good sized party, and it's not close for people that we live near to come to, so I was flattered that.
That's so nice. Yeah. Did you imagine this is what you'd be doing as you were crossing the 50-year mark?
No. I honestly could never have dreamed that I would own an event venue. It's a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
Doing for a business or for a living what you love to do in life is a little bit magical. And so my husband and I have been together for 14 years, and total sidebar, when I divorced, I was in my room one night and someone told me, make a list of all the things that you want in a partner. Put it on your mirror and never deviate. And I was 36 years old with 3 small kids. Who wants this package? This is a big deal. It's a lot. And so I make this list, and my list starts with Southern, loves people, loves to dance, and it goes on, right? And a couple years later, I meet Don, and with the exception of Southern, he's Southern Jersey. and he was a farm boy, and he's truly the most polite man I've ever been around. But with the exception of that tiny little piece, he hit every single mark. And one of the things that people say about us when they see us work together, especially like in the kitchen, they say, you dance in the kitchen. Because this is what we do.
Yeah.
And so what that to me translates to is we really work well together. And we mesh, and we complement each other, and we talk about, he now does counseling sessions, marital counseling sessions with the people that get married.
Get out!
And he officiates. He does not all the weddings, but he does, and sometimes they ask him to counsel. And he says, because it's something that I say, is that a really healthy marriage is about mutual respect. Maybe number one.
Yeah.
And that is something that we both have. I love what he brings to the table, and he loves what I bring to the table. And to have created this place and to be able to give that to people, I never dreamed that would happen.
Yeah.
Never, ever did I think that all the things that I love to do would be in one place.
Right.
And so that all happened the year I turned 50.
And so what would you say to women who are facing their 40s, their 50s, and haven't found that thing yet.
I'm a prayerfully considering type person. So lots of faith, lots of prayer. Lord, lead me the direction you want me to go, and I'll go, and help me figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
You can do anything you want. Anything you want. You might need a little financial backing. You might need to bring in resources. But figure out what your gifts are and go. We were talking about social media earlier.
Right.
Not my gift. Not my gift. This is my gift.
Yes.
But I can find somebody to help me do that.
Yes.
And so recognizing what your gifts are. And you don't even maybe know what your gifts are until you're at least 40.
That's a good point.
You get to the place where you're like, okay, I'm not good at that.
Right.
But I'm really good at that.
Right.
Make that what you're doing. And I don't think that you grow into that until much later.
That's an
So
interesting
to get
concept.
there at 40 and 50 and have a real solid understanding of who you are and what you're good at, I don't think that happens in your 20s.
Yeah. So thinking you're too old
Nah.
to do something at 50 is kind of, you're stopping right before it's getting good. Right before
Right.
you're getting good.
Right. The only thing that I would say about 50 that matters in what I do in a negative way is my body. I mean, these tables are heavy.
Yeah, they are.
And we move them around
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
So I am tired, physically tired at the end of the day. That's the only piece of me that wishes I did this 10 years ago.
Right.
But had I done it 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I wouldn't be as good at it. I wouldn't know what I know. I wouldn't treat people, well, I would treat people kindly, but I wouldn't treat them with what I know they need most.
Yeah.
And I've learned that in the years.
Yes.
It made me good at this and good at what I love.
And how long are you going to keep doing it?
My husband's a little older than me, and it's hard to imagine him doing this in 10 years, but he is literally the Energizer Bunny. So he will be doing every bit of this in 10 years, and I will be too.
And that's what's going to keep you going.
Yeah, and I mean, I keep him young, and he keeps me busy, and I have to pull the reins a lot with him because he likes to go, 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 go. So I can totally see us doing this, another, I'm 50, so 15, 20 more years easily.
Yeah.
And we've talked about other venue owners like this that are not on their property ever. They're investors, and they don't want to be there for things. They want to buy it. They want to have the income. They want to hire the people. And I've said, when we get to a place where we don't want to be there for everything and love on the people, we need to sell it.
Yeah.
Because that's not the kind of business I want to be.
Right.
My favorite part of the job is loving on the people.
Yeah.
And learning how and knowing how to take care of people. And it works. Listening to people is everything.
Yeah. Well, you have arrived, I would say.
I do feel like I'm exactly where I need to be.
Clearly the road was not easy.
No, it
But,
was very winding.
yeah,
Very winding.
but-
And that God Bless the Broken Road song.
Yes.
Yeah, that's us.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's us.
But you've
Yeah.
arrived.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is, I feel like this is emblematic of
It
the
is.
beauty
It is.
of the place you're personally in,
Well, and
as
I'm
well
so-
as physically in.
Right, right. And people that have known me for my whole life and my husband say, oh, God, this is what you needed to be doing. This is it. This is where you two needed to be.
That's amazing.
And where I needed to be as my next, chapter.
I need to get on a guest list somewhere,
So you come to
somehow.
one of our wine
I'll be a
nights?
wedding crasher if I have to.
Listen, people want to do it. They're like, can I just work at the wedding?
Right?
So then come to one of our outdoor things. We've
Yes.
got lots of things. We do wine dinners once a quarter where they're open to the public.
Mm-hmm.
We are starting a bourbon tasting. That may end up being a once a quarter thing.
All right.
We partner with a guy who plays music, and he wants to start a singer-songwriter series.
Wow.
Which will be coming to listen to music. And he's releasing an album in August, and he's going to do his release here.
Neat.
So all different kind of things that are not wedding.
Well, we'll be back to partake.
I love that. I love that.
Thank you.
I love it.
We're not dead yet.